Consider the function y is equal to f of x graphed below. Reflect f of x over the x-axis. So that in the last worksheet and in the last video, I have explained you it how so in this worksheet we will do the y mark. Consider the function y is equal to f of x graphed below. Reflect f of x over the x-axis. So how we are going to reflect the graph over the x-axis? This is what we have already done in our last video, and we have already learned it how to reflect the graph over the x-axis and over the y-axis. So to reflect the graph over the x-axis, we know that the x coordinates we will have x and negative y. To reflect over the x-axis, x values will remain same, but y coordinates will turn to their opposite signs. So whenever you need to reflect over x-axis, remember the one thing: x coordinate remain same, y coordinates turn to opposite signs. Okay, so very easy way to do is write x and y coordinates first. Okay, so what are the x coordinates? 2, 1, -1, -3, -5. What are the y coordinates? If it's 2, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. It's 1, it's going to be 0. -1, it's going to be 4. -3, it's going to be 4. -5, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, -4. So what we have to do is change all the y coordinates: negative, 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 positive. Now let's plot the graph according to this. Okay, so x is same, just change the y. 2 and -3, 1, 2, 3. 1 and 0 would be same. -1 and -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. -4 here, and -5 and +4. Like this. So graph would be something like this. Okay, what is the equation for this new graph? So because the original equation was y is equal to f of x, so this equation is y is equal to negative of f of x. Okay, reflect the f(x) over the y-axis. So what we have to do is y will remain same and x will get the negative sign. So very easy, just write x and y coordinates: 1, 2. So x is 2, then x is 1, then x is -1. Here x is -2, -3, sorry, 4, and then -5. For x is 2, y is 3. For x is 1, y is 0. For -1 it's 4, for -3 it's 4, for -5 it's -4. Now we need to change the signs of x Okay, so let's plot it. Okay, x is -2. Okay, -1, x is -2, x is -2 and y is +3. X is -1 and y is 0. Then x is +1 and y is 4. X is +3 and y is 4. X is +5 and y is 1, 2, 3, -4. So like this, we have this. So remember, whenever we have to reflect over x-axis, change the signs of y. Whenever we have to reflect over y-axis, change the sign of x. What is the equation for this new graph? Y is equal to f, and we're changing the sign of x, so negative of x. Here we're changing the sign of y, so y is equal to -f of x. Okay, in explorations below, consider how we could perform the solid back graph y is equal to f of x to the dotted one. In each section, looks for pattern. Use the following words to describe what you see: stretch horizontally or vertically, compress horizontally or vertically, translate up or down. Task 1. Exploring y is equal to f of x plus minus k. Describe in words how could you transform the solid graph so that it maps onto the dotted graph. We need to write the names. So it's f of x plus 4. So we need to do is, we need to shift this graph upwards by 4 units. F of x minus 3, we need to shift downwards or move down by 3 units. Y is equal to f of x plus minus h. Describe in words. Okay, we need to f x plus 3. Okay, what is this? This is the function f of x. First we have the complete function and we are adding 4, so we need to move up by 4 or move down by 3. But here only the x component is moving, x plus 3. So what we are going to do is move only along x-axis. So if we have to move only along x-axis, it means we can move either left or right. So move left 3, and x minus 4 move right 4. For negative, move right. For positive, move left. So when it's x plus 3, graph move towards left. When it's x minus 4, graph move towards right. So the intuition is opposite against intuition, because we need to think that if it's x plus 3, so it's positive side of the x-axis, but we need to go on to the left side. If it's x negative 4, it's negative side of the x-axis, but we need to go to the other side, so we have to do the opposite one. Okay, describe how the graph of f of x is transformed to create the graph of g of x in each case below. Then write an equation for g of x in terms of f of x. So how it has transformed, let's see. The graph here, the point is 1, 0, and the point over here, this point is 3, and 3 from the x-axis and 5 from the y-axis. So the graph of the x-axis moved from 1 to 3 and the y moved from 0 to 5. So for the x-axis it moves 2 unit right, and for y-axis it moves 5 unit up. So the equation would be g of x is equal to f of x move 2 unit right, f of x, if it's right we need to subtract x minus 2 and 5 unit up plus 5. Okay, now this one very easy. This is the point and this is moving 1 2 units downwards. X is moving, y is moving. Okay, so what is this point? X-axis it's minus 5 and minus 4, and this point is 0 from the x-axis and negative 6 from the y-axis. So for the x coordinate it's moving from minus 5 to 0, which moves, it's moving towards the right side, so it would be f of x minus 5. And for the y coordinate it's moving from minus 4 to minus 6, it means the difference of 2. It's moving downwards, so it would be minus 2. When we have to move downwards we have to subtract, when we have to move upwards we need to add. So g of x is equal to f of x minus 5 minus 2. Use the graph in the tables to help you decide how to transform the solid graph to the dotted graph. Okay, so for this is the solid graph and this is the dilated graph. So minus 5 minus 5 minus 3 minus 3 minus 1 1 2, so x remains the same, it means there is no change horizontally. Vertically it's minus 4 minus 8, so it's 2 into fx, so vertically it dilates by 2. If it is change in the y-axis, so it's going to vertically dilate by 2. If change in the y-axis, it means vertically it's moving. Now minus 5 minus 5 minus 3 3 minus 1 1 2 2, so x-axis same, y-axis is doing the half, so vertically it dilates by 1 by 2. Use the graph in the tables. You have to decide how to transform the solid graph to the dotted graph. Okay, again the same thing. Now horizontally dilate by 1 by 2. Okay, and here horizontally dilate by 2. Okay, so what does each person match what you expected to the transversion V? So if it is dilating horizontally, it's in the opposite direction. Like if it is negative, if it is 2 f of x, so it should move forward, but it's going backward. So horizontally it's going opposite. Vertically it is matching intentions. So what is happening in that, let's check over here, that if the graph here is moving 2 units towards right along the x-axis, so if it's moving 2 units towards right along the x-axis, so we have to put the negative sign, but if it's moving 2 units towards left, we need to put the positive sign, like it would be opposite as this, which is the equation for the new graph. So it's x negative of y, y is equal to minus f of x, and if it's moving horizontally we could write f of is equal to minus x. Okay, again in this we have f of x minus 4. We have to subtract something from the x, but it's going towards left side, it's going towards right side. But if we have to add something in the x, it will go in the left side. So if you need to add in x, it's going to go in the on the left side. If you will subtract, it's going the right side. So it's going opposite to the intention, but vertically it's going same as the intention says. If you're going to makes 5 add 5 units, it will go upward. If you will subtract 5 units, it will go downward. Okay, describe the transformation that would map the graph f of x onto the graph g of x 1 by 3 5 f of x. So 1 by 3 is y. So y will be, we need to compress f of x vertically, compress f of x vertically by 1 by 3, and if we are multiplying something by 5, so and horizontally by 1 by 5. The transformation equation accounts for all three different types of the transformations that can occur. Y is equal to a f b x plus h plus k. So if you need to reflect y is equal to negative f of x, reflect vertically over x-axis. So it's going to reflect vertically over x-axis. If f is equal to f minus x, reflects horizontally over y-axis. So if this is a graph and reflect vertically over x-axis, negative f of x, because if it's going to reflect, it's going to go like this upward, or it's going to come like this downward. Now this is for the first point. For the second point, reflect horizontally over y-axis, it will go like this horizontally, it will move horizontally in this direction. Next point is a f of x. A is greater than 0, complex vertically, it will become like this. And if a is greater than 1, then expand vertically like this. For b of x, expand horizontally and compress horizontally. And for the last one, f of x plus k. Plus k means if k is greater than 0, it's going to translate up. If k is less than 0, it's going to translate down. If h is fx plus h, there is something adding with this x, then h is greater than 0, then translate left, and if h is less than 0, then translate towards the right. Opposite is going to happen over here. The point 2, negative 5 is on the graph of f of x. Find the coordinates of the corresponding point after f of x has undergone the following transformations. Now we are given with the function f of x, and function f of x has the point negative 2 and negative 5. So we need to find the coordinates of the corresponding point of the same point after the f of x has done the following transformation. So negative of f, this negative means, let's understand this equation. This negative sign means to reflect over y-axis, over x-axis. This 3 means horizontally dilate by 1 by 3, and 4 means move, plus 4 moves left, negative 4 moves right, and this negative 2 means move down. Okay, how did we understand this equation? To understand this equation, we first need to understand this equation. And what is this equation? This means A means vertical reflection. reflect over x-axis, and when we will reflect over x-axis, we will affect y values. What does this B means? Horizontal reflection. And when we will reflect horizontally, we will affect x values. Okay. What does this H means? Horizontal translation. And the last is also horizontal translation affect x values. And the last is vertical translation. It affects y values. So now whatever equation is given to us, we are going to compare it with this equation. Okay, let me do it again for you. Y is equal to a dot f b x plus h plus k. Okay, so what is a here? A is -1. What is b here? B is 3. What is h here? H is 4. What is k here? K is -2. Okay, so now according to the information that we learned just, A means vertical reflection. A means we need to affect vertical reflection simply. B means horizontal reflection. H means horizontal translation. And K means vertical translation. Okay. So coming back to our question, what we need to do is reflect x values with -1. So what was the x value? X value is 2 as given. So what we have to do is reflect x values by -1 means we need to change the y value. So we are not going to change anything over here with A. Now B is horizontal reflection means we need to change the x values. We have to put the negative sign with the x value. So if it is 3, so there will be horizontal reflection. So it's a horizontal reflection. We're going to affect x value, so it's multiplied by 1/3. We will get 2/3. Now horizontal translation, we are going to, if x plus h, it means it is if it's positive, we are need to subtract this. So -4 multiplied with -4, and that will give us -10/3. Okay, now y value. Y value is given as -5. Vertical reflection by -1. So it means we have to affect the y value over here. So multiply, we are going to multiply with -1. I will get +5. Horizontal reflection is 10, horizontal translation is, vertical translation is -2, which I will get 3. So the new coordinates of xy would be -10/3 and 3. State the transformation that map g of x onto y is equal to 2g x plus 3. Okay. So if we match with our current equation, that is y is equal to a dot f b x plus h plus k. So it's 2g. It means a is equal to 2g and there is no b given, x plus 3, which means h is equal to 3. So there are two things. A is equal to 3. Vertical reflection is reflect vertically by 2. Translate horizontally by 3. I can write it over here. A is equal to 2, h is equal to 3 for this part here. Okay, sketch the graph y is equal to 2g x plus 3. So x y may, what changes that we have to encounter in x y? X is going to, we need to reflect vertically by 2. So it's going to affect the y values and y would be 2y. Translate horizontally by 3. So it's going to be x minus 3. Okay, so the x values are 0, 1, 2, -1, -2. Y are 0, 1 and 1, 2 and 4, -1 and 1, -2 and +4. So when we are going to change this, it will become x minus 3. So 0 minus 3 minus 3, 1 minus 3 is -2, 2 minus 3 is -1, -1 minus 3 is -4, -2 minus 3 is -5. These are the x values and y values. 2 times 0 is 0, 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, 2 1s are 2. These will be x and y values. -5, 8. Okay. So these will be the values of the new graph, and let's plot the graph according to these values. Okay, so x would be -3, 0, 1, and y would be 0. X would be -2 and y would be +2. X would be -1 and y would be 8. X would be -4 and y would be +2. -5 and 8. This will be the new graph. The graph f of x undergoes several transformations to create the graph g of x. Does g of x has the same shape as f of x? If not, what dilations must occur? So the graph f of x has this shape and the graph g of x has this shape. So does they have same shapes? No. What dilations may occur? So this graph is starting from here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8, and this graph is starting from here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So it is 12 boxes long and it's 8 boxes long. So it is vertically dilated by 12 by 8, which is equal to 3 by 2. Does g of x have the same directions as f of x? If not, what reflections must occur? Reflections. It is reflected over y-axis. Okay. How would the graph of f of x look after the dilations and reflections you observed above? Sketch the new graph. Okay. So step 1 would be reflect over. Reflect over y-axis means change the signs of the x-axis values, and then dilate means vertically by 3.2, that is 1.5. What translations might happen now to move your sketch part from part C onto G or X? So g of x would be equal to 3 by 2 f of negative of x plus 1. Okay. The point minus 3 7 is on the graph of f of x. Find the coordinates of the corresponding point after the following transformations. So we have also already learned how to do the transformations. The point of the x-axis is minus 3. So what transformations is it undergoing? So first of all, we need to find out the values of our statement, and that would be y is equal to a f b x plus h plus k. According to this, 5a is equal to 5. According to this, x plus h means h is equal to 2 and k means k is equal to 1. So x is minus